In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to navigate MediaSilo, how to make use of the different tools in there, and then I'm going to give you a little bit of a lesson on planning the edit. So you're going to go to spiker.mediasilo.com, enter your username and password, which I am including in this email to you. And over here in the left sidebar you've got projects, and I've shared one project with you, food systems. And if you come into the project, you can see you've got the different video interviews that we performed last week. And there's different things you can do. Let me look back at my notes to stay on track here. We can do tagging. You can comment on an entire video clip, or you can do a time code based comment. So tagging would be something like, let's see, what would be a useful tag? Maybe I'm going to hold Command to select multiple clips. Usually you'll probably just tag one clip at a time, but I'm going to highlight all of them, and over here under tag I'm going to write student. And now over here in the tag filter you have students. So if you were to click this tag, now student is blue and we're seeing only the students. So to unclick it here, we'll do that. Then we have commenting on a clip and time code commenting. So if you wanted to just comment on a clip in general, you might say, I guess we'll call that a description rather than a comment. You know, I don't know. This is the head of the program. This isn't a useful comment, I'm just showing you how to use the tool here in case you want to put stuff in there. And so now if we come in here we can see there's a description in there. I'll take it out because again it's not really useful. Now let's say you got into this video, so I just double click to open it, and I'm going to turn the volume down so it's not interfering with my little video here. And basically you're going to watch the video and listen to the video. If you had transcripts, you'd really be starting by reading the transcripts, but if we're just doing it strictly from the video, you're going to listen to the video and find the key pieces. And so down here you can see this bar is kind of moving. This is your timeline. So I think I can just click in there and jump ahead somewhere. And let's say this was, she was just about to start talking about, you know, some ideal little soundbite there. Then over here under new comment, I can click the new comment button. It doesn't look like a button until I hover on it. I click new comment and I can say perfect intro. And I would assume that I've already heard what she's going to say, or I wouldn't know it was a perfect intro, and so I might say how it would probably be useful to say about how long the intro piece is. So I might say perfect intro, 10 seconds, and click save. And then maybe this is going to be great closing, so I could do a new comment, great closing, 14 seconds. And now you can see I have these little dots that appear. So I can just easily click on the dot and it will hop to that point. If I wanted to, I could say, you know, perfect closing, and then I could put another comment. I'm going to pause it so it doesn't go any farther. I could put another comment here that says, great closing end. And if that were the case, then I could change this comment. Oh, you know, I bet you guys are getting emailed every time I write a comment right now, but it's set up to send an email notice when someone comments. We could turn that off if you start getting bombarded with comments. We might need to do that, but for now I'm just going to leave it set up how it is. If I wanted to edit a comment, I would click the edit button and I would say great closing, start. So that's kind of two ways that I might use to to mark a point in the video that we want to include, that we may want to include in the finished video, because you're probably going to mark more pieces than will actually end up getting included. So the two different ways that we have are, you can just mark the start point and then estimate how long the clip is, or you can mark the start point and the end point of a section that you think you're going to want to use, or you may want to use. My thinking is, at this point, you would probably, however you're marking these things, in this example I'm marking it as an intro and a closing. I think I want to tag this here. This might be overkill, but hear me out. You can use whatever approach you want, but I might want to add tags in here that say intro, to know that I have a intro tag, to know that there's a piece in this video that could be used for the intro, and I might want to add closing. And so now notice how when I open the video it opens a new tab. So to get back to the home, I can just click on the tab, or I can close this here, and now I come back in here. And so let's say I have marked 3 different clips, 3 different videos in here, all have a piece that might be good for the intro. If I had done a tag for that, I can click intro and they would all pop up, and then I can click on Patricia, double click, and then over here in the sidebar I can search for where it says intro, and I can even click on this little link here and it will jump me right there and I can watch it. So that's kind of the technical side of how to navigate Media Silo. There is the ability, if we come in here, you could also give different clips a star rating, but because right now we're just dealing with 9 interviews, there's probably not going to be much need to use the star system. I think that's basically it. So you can, remove tags. I think I will come into Patricia and remove these tags and I think I will come into here and I'm going to actually remove my comments, because if you start putting comments in, I want them to be useful and not be filled with this filler stuff. So I will go to delete. So that's it for the technical side. One thing that I've had happen to clients is somehow this tag filter goes away and they don't know how to get it back. Each one of these little windows, you probably don't need cart. Each one of these little windows are called pods, so if say your projects folder disappears and your tags folder disappears and you don't know what's going on, you can come over here to pods, and I can put it in the left sidebar or the right sidebar. So I want to put projects back into the left sidebar, and I want to put tags back in there. And there we are. So if you are still with me, I was thinking it might be useful for me to go over some approaches for planning the edit. So I thought we could talk about transcripts versus reviewing video files. My preferred approach might be to highlight transcripts. Then you can assign those bits of text into different bins, bins being the different categories of the video story you want to tell. Or you can do more of a freeform approach. So just to show you, this is a sample transcript from another project that I worked on. And basically you can go through and highlight the key points. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that. I had to pause for just a minute. Anyways, the benefit of the transcripts is you can go through, pick the key pieces, and then kind of move them around on a page, put them in a certain order, and decide if that's telling the story you want to tell. Then you can go into the video files and pull the pieces. If you don't have the transcripts, you kind of have to hold in your head, everything that's been said, and just use the time codes to decide what pieces to pull. So with that in mind, if we are just using the video files, you could still use what I'm calling the bins approach. Or you can always just freeform and just watch the video files, pick the pieces that jump out at you, mark them, and say these are the pieces we want to have in the video. I can certainly do that. The bins approach would be something like this. So I came up with some sample bins, kind of based on the outline that I had from you, just to kind of start to give you a sense of what I'm even talking about. So there's a broken, I'm going to use one tag, one keyword for the bin name. So in this case, broken, and that's anytime anyone talks about the food system being broken, we might want to mark that as with the tag broken. There's program aims, program scope, how it's international, online plus intensive. So anytime we have someone in an interview talking about that, we might want to place a comment right at that time code where it starts. Use the word scope to kind of tag it. Maybe program fit, we've got students talking and probably teachers talking about who's a good fit. So we might use the word fit to tag that. So kind of come up with the different chunks of the story you want to tell, tag them at the appropriate time code in here, and then we can figure out what are the best ones, how long are all the clips, and then kind of do a rough cut based on that information. So it's kind of iterative, but I think we have around about 2 hours of interviews here. So they'll need to be watched, and then, the key pieces will need to be marked. And then, we could start with a longer cut where maybe the first cut is like 6 minutes long, and we just cut out from there the pieces that are less relevant. And then once we have woven together the pieces of the people talking, we can put B-roll or visual stuff that supports what they're talking about over the top. I hope that starts to paint a picture of things for you. Let me know what questions you have. It might be helpful if we even set up a phone call and walk through some of this stuff over the phone. Or you can email me any questions you have. And I look forward to working with you to make a great video.